more. So I like to keep them extra moist with all these veggies. It's also great if you're using something like turkey or a lower fat meat. Adding the extra veg will make a big difference. So this is super simple. And this baking broiler pan that I'm using is awesome because it lets the fat drip off through those little holes. And these meatballs, I'm going to actually have these for dinner tonight. I'm pretty excited. A few nights ago, my husband asked for spaghetti for dinner, so I browned up some ground turkey and I threw in a jar of tomato basil sauce that I found at Trader Joe's when I was buying my smoked fish. It doesn't have any sugar in it. It's difficult to find stuff that doesn't have sugar in it, surprisingly enough. So I made him a little bit of a meaty marinara, and I'm going to have that with these meatballs tonight. And I'm going to run some zucchini through I like to call it my fazzoodler. I think it's called a spiruli. It's got a weird name. I'll post some pictures of it online, or you can find those online. It just makes zucchini into noodles, and they're a really delicious pasta alternative. So that's what I'm having for dinner tonight. Okay, those meatballs are done, and I have to wash my hands again. All right, so I've got my little meatballs. I have 6, 8. I got 13 meatballs on my little pan. So I'm going to throw these into the oven next to my roasted vegetables. I would normally bake these meatballs. Oh yeah, sure. How's that? Yeah. I didn't spray the pan beforehand. I would normally put foil in the bottom of that two-piece apparatus because it makes cleanup a lot faster, but I can't get into the cupboard where my foil is. So my punishment is that's going to be a soaker. I'm going to leave that with some water in it probably for a few hours. Yeah, so just yeah, absolutely. I would have done that if I had been thinking. But that's a great tip, Krista. Thank you. So we've got everything in the oven. Everything's going. I'm looking at my list. I've made a little cheat sheet of things to chat with you about, and this is perfect. We're about 30 minutes in to the call, and this is it, guys. That's everything I'm making for this week to start me off. So I'm gonna let this stuff cool down and pack it up into containers for the most part that I can take with me when I leave. I work full-time, and so I usually take 2 meals with me every day. Don't be daunted or intimidated by that. That's just me. I eat 4 meals a day, and then I'm going to supplement this throughout the week with a little bit of extra stuff. So you can see that I primarily cooked with chicken, beef, and pork today. I do eat a lot of seafood. I'm blessed in Seattle. We have great access to fresh local seafood, but I'm not a big leftover seafood person. I was explaining this last week that I've not found a great way to cook fish and eat it the next day, unless I make like mix it with mayonnaise and make it kind of like a tuna salad with some leftover salmon. But that's not always what I want. So a couple times this week I will stop at a seafood market near my house on the way home and pick up some great fish, and I'll cook some fish and maybe have it with those roasted vegetables. That's just a little bit about how I use what I've prepared with fresh stuff that I'll cook that night. So I think I have a few evening activities this week, so this is going to make up a bulk of what I'm eating for the week. So what we did last week, which worked really well, is take questions, and the way that worked best is over chat. So if you guys have your chat window open, you can type some questions and I will try to keep up and read it. So, oh, okay, it looks like Krista's leaving right now. Oh, she learned a few things. Beet greens are they're my favorite greens. So Krista's gonna leave, so now you guys can just feel free to shout out some questions, whatever you'd like to know about lean eating, about meal prep, other ideas that you've got. You can just throw them out there. So I'm gonna turn off my video camera.